Welcome to the Art Project. Thanks for clicking on my video. If you enjoy this video at all, please give me a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed already, please subscribe. Share my video on your favorite social media. Share it with your friends. Um, Remember, as you're watching this, if you need to slow it down or speed it up, you can. It is a YouTube video, and in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a gear button, so you can do that. Notice here I've put a half-inch border all the way around the paper. And now I'm finding the middle by connecting the corners and putting a mark where the intersecting lines cross. You see the middle there. And now I'm just kind of double checking it. And I'm going to put a mark there so that I can put a line straight up the center. Now I'm going to use a protractor on that center mark. And I'm going to line the 0 up with the line. You can see it a little bit there at the very top. I'm going to put a mark every 30 degrees. This way, my mandala will be divided up into 12 segments, 12 pies. Now, in order to make the pies, I'm going to draw a line from side to side of the paper through each mark and the center. If I do it right, I will have 6 long lines that divide it up into 12 segments. These are going to be construction lines. They'll help guide your patterns, help you keep them even as you go. All right, so now I'm going to make some concentric circles with this compass. And I'm going to have, I believe, about, I forgot what it is, 9, maybe 14 circles. I can't remember how many I made. Um, but radiating out. Concentric circles are circles that all share the same center as these do. The small compass is not big enough to do all of the circles, so I'm going to create a compass here by using a piece of poster board, poking some holes in it at half-inch increments. You can measure whatever length or size increments you want. Put a thumbtack through the beginning of it and use the piece of paper like a compass. And it works out really well. So as you can see there, I have several circles. I'm going to erase the middle construction lines and put a spiral there. You can put any kind of design you want to in the very middle, a star, a flower, a spiral, triangle, whatever, anything to fill this middle part up. So again, these are construction lines that you see here on the paper, and I'm going to use those construction lines to help me uh, keep everything nice and even. I'd also like to point out real quick that in the bottom right hand corner is a clock going at light speed, and it's going to go a lot faster than that in a minute because it is showing you the amount of time that I've worked on this project so far. Even though we're at 3 minutes and 28 seconds of this actual video, I've been working on the project for 13 minutes now. Notice how I've made these petals go around, and I've used the circle and the construction lines to make sure that they stay even. And I'm going to set up some more petals and petals in between those petals. One of the things that I like to do is break the cycle. Mandalas are usually very feminine, a lot of flowers and petals and so on. And so I try to think of some things that were a little bit more masculine, like flames and um, lightning bolts. I don't know. Some of you may not think that's accurate. I'm sure that flames are flames have no gender, so you know everybody kind of likes them. But I'm trying to get away from the petals. Although, as you can see, I went ahead and added a few more petals. Um, so I'm trying to keep everything kind of even. I'm trying out different things. You can see I tried out about 3 different types of holes in those flames. Um, Now I'm drawing circles around the very edge, and I'm probably going so fast you can't tell what I'm doing, but those circles are all evenly spaced around it, and then there's like a little circle inside of the big circle to create a fairly unique design I think I've never seen used on a mandala before. Alright, so now I'm going to take a Sharpie and go over all of my lines. I have not erased my construction lines yet. I'm going to wait until I've gone over everything with my Sharpie, and then it'll make erasing all of the pencil lines real easy because the Sharpie won't erase. If you're not sure that you can trace only what you want to keep, then you might want to wait until you have erased what you want to erase, so that the only thing that's left is what you want to keep, and you can go over it with Sharpie then. It doesn't matter if you erase the construction lines first, before you do the Sharpie, or afterwards. There's really nothing more satisfying and therapeutic than doing one of these mandalas and just kind of zoning out for a few hours while you work on it. You'll notice that I'm on my second day of classwork. One day of classwork is 70 minutes. So I'm trying to put in my time because I don't know how long I will have to work on it, and I don't want to run out of time before Mr. Brown or whoever your teacher is takes up your artwork. I ended up using a Sharpie pen for almost everything. I'm pretty fond of the Sharpie pen because it doesn't bleed and it doesn't bleed through the paper. But once I needed to fill in more space with more Sharpie, I started using the ultrafine, the regular ultrafine Sharpie, and a regular fine point Sharpie. Now, I want to explain to you what Notan design is because I'm going to use this concept in doing this. If you can think of a yin yang, it is a good example of Notan design. Notan is a Japanese concept uh, regarding the play of black and white together in a design. And so if you look at this picture overall, it is a lot of white space. Even though I've got drawing all over it, it's still more than 50% white, way more than 50% white. And so I'm going to fill in some areas to make them darker. And that way I have a little bit more black to balance out the white. And eventually a lot of the white is going to become color. So my actual goal is to make my picture around 30% black, so that the rest of it will be either 30% white or 30% color. And obviously it's not going to be exact. I'm not going to measure it. But here I am just filling in some of this area, and you're going to see I'm even going to add a new design to it to help me get it all filled in. That new design is this arrow. I'm going to put an arrow in between all of these. And to do this, I trace this arrow because I want every arrow to be exactly like this arrow. I traced it on tracing paper, flipped it over, and then traced the back of it. Then I can put it wherever I want it and trace it again, and it will transfer. And you can see here the light pencil line that I just went over with Sharpie. And now I am filling it in with Sharpie. I also decided on another set of arrows for every other petal that goes around the mandala. And then this that I'm filling in now is really sort of like the negative space behind the flames, lightning bolts, and circles. And that, my friends, is just the drawing part. It has taken me 3 hours and 43 minutes, and I haven't even started coloring it in. So stay tuned for part 2 of this mandala where I color it in, and I will talk to you a little bit about the colors that I choose and how I apply them. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. If it helped you in any way, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Tell me about your experience with mandalas, and subscribe to my channel. Share it on your social media platform. Share it with a friend. Share it with your students if you need to. And thanks for watching. Now it's your turn to go make a mandala.